So our topic is all about Fibonacci sequence. The content of this video will be the following. First is the introduction of the topic. Second is the answers of the group members to the specific questions below. First, what math concept is fully discussed in your assigned video. Second, what is about this concept? Cite few more real-world cases or examples that show the concept. And the last one is that what are your insights about these mathematical truths and certainties? Let's proceed to the introduction. What is Fibonacci sequence? In mathematics, Fibonacci sequence is in which each number is the sum of the two preceding ones. The sequence commonly starts from 0 and 1, although some authors omit initial terms and start the sequence from 1 and 1 or from 1 and 2. To put it simply, Fibonacci is a series of numbers in which each number is the sum of the two preceding numbers. The simplest is the series 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, and so on.
Question point 1. What math concept is fully discussed on your assigned topic?
Math concept is all about Fibonacci sequence.
It's all about Fibonacci sequence.
Fibonacci numbers.
Fibonacci sequence is a set of integers. The Fibonacci numbers that starts with a 0, followed by 1, then by another 1, and then by a series follows the rule that each number is equal to the sum of the preceding two numbers.
It is all about Fibonacci sequence.
About Fibonacci sequence.
About Fibonacci sequence.
Fibonacci sequence.
Fibonacci sequence. Fibonacci sequence.
It is all about Fibonacci sequence.
It is all about Fibonacci sequence.
Fibonacci sequence, named from Leonardo Fibonacci.
What about this concept? Cite few more real-world examples that show the concept.
In which each Fibonacci number is the sum of two preceding numbers. My real-world examples that shows the concept is like DNA, galaxy, seashells, and many more.
The sequence is a set of integers that starts with 0, followed by 1, then by another 1, and then by a series of steadily increasing numbers. The sequence follow the rule that each number is equal to the sum of the preceding two numbers. What is about this concept? Cite few more real-world cases or examples that show the concept. The number of petals in a flower consistently follow the Fibonacci sequence. Famous examples include the lily, which has 3 petals, buttercups, which have 5.
Fibonacci is a formula in mathematics that each number in the sequence is the sum of two numbers that precede. Examples: 1 plus 1, 2, and 1 plus 2 equals 3, and 2 plus 3 equals 5, and 3 plus 5 equals 8, and 8 plus 13 equals 21, and so on. So, identify nimo ang kasunod nga number sa pamaagi nga pag-add nimo sa katong duha nga nag-una nga number. So, amo na siya ang ginatawag na Fibonacci numbers.
Group numbers is in which each Fibonacci number is the sum of the two preceding numbers. The simplest is the series 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, etc. Example of Fibonacci in real life. Flower petals, the number of petals in a flower consistently follows the Fibonacci sequence.
The Fibonacci sequence is a set of integers, the Fibonacci numbers, that start with a 0, followed by 1, and then by another 1, and then the series of steadily increasing numbers. The sequence follows the rule, each number is equal to the sum of preceding two numbers. Example of Fibonacci sequence are flower petals, seashells, spiral galaxies, RDNA, and many more.
Fibonacci sequence is a set of integers, the Fibonacci number that start with a 0 followed by a 1, then by another 1, and then by a series of steadily increasing number. That sequence follow the rule that each number is equal to the sum of the preceding two numbers. What are your insights about this mathematical through our certainties? Something that will definitely happen victories is now a mathematical certainty. Synonyms in related words, something that is certain or likely to happen.
Fibonacci sequence is a series of numbers where a number is found by adding up the previous two numbers starting with 0 and so on. For the example of the 5 was found by adding the previous 2 and the 3 together. It can also be written as the rule, the formula in here.
Sequence is a set of integers. The that starts with a 0 followed by a 1, then by another 1, and then by a series of steadily increasing numbers. Example is the flower petals. The number of petals in a flower consistently follows the Fibonacci sequence. Famous examples include the lily, which has 3 petals, buttercups, which have 5. The chicory is 21, the daisy is 34, and so on. The Fibonacci sequence is a famous mathematical
in which each number is the sum of the two preceding ones. The sequence commonly starts from 0 and 1, although some authors omit the initial terms and start the sequence from 1 and 1 or from 1 and 2. Example: flower petals, the number of petals in a flower, consistently follows the Fibonacci sequence. Famous examples include the lily, which has 3 petals, buttercups, which have 5 pictured and leaf, the chicory 21, and DC 34, so on.
Fibonacci sequence is a set of integers that start with a 0 followed by 1, then by another 1, and then by a series of steadily increasing number. Example: the number of petals in a flower consistently follow the Fibonacci.
Fibonacci sequence refers to the sequence of numbers and result to patterns that we mostly see in present. In the video, we can see that the sequence of 1, 2, 3, 5, and 8 that creates one giant rectangle that look like the pattern of our ears, shells, ocean waves, the eggs, hurricanes, Milky Way, and etc.
A set of integers, the Fibonacci number, that start with a 0, followed by a 1, then by another 1, ended by a series of steadily increasing numbers. That sequence follow the rule that each number is equal to the sum of the preceding two numbers. What are your insights about these mathematical truths or certainties? Something that will definitely happen. Victory is not a mathematical certainty. Synonyms in related words, something that is certain or likely to happen.
What are your insights about these mathematical truths or certainties?
Math is anywhere. We can also apply math in our life, like diet, cooking, grocery shopping, bill payment, and budgeting.
Math as a tool to whatever extent they are able to put truth in at the beginning. Math allows one to derive consistent results.
Based on my point of view, mathematics is not an annoying thing when the time you applied it. Because sometimes I heard some students saying that I hate math, but math has a big role in our daily living. So that's well.
Math is all around us, and sometimes we can apply it every day depending on the situation.
Say that math is everywhere. We can apply math in our daily life, doing a simple task like counting and measuring.
Signs and about the Fibonacci number have these numbers: 1 plus 1 equals 2, 2 plus 3 equals 5 plus 3 equals 8, 8 plus 5 equals 13, and so go on. And another that I just learned also that even the petals of flowers is considered is Fibonacci number. And lastly, the we called Fibonacci, his real name was Leonard Pisa.
Something that will definitely happen, Victor, is now a mathematical certainty. Synonyms in related words, something that is certain or likely to happen.
Fibonacci sequence is a series of numbers where a number is found by adding up the previous two numbers starting with 0 and so on. For the example of the 5 was found by adding the previous 2 and the 3 together, it can also be written as the rule the formula in here.
The Fibonacci sequence is a famous mathematical formula. Every number within the series contains the sum of the two numbers it precedes. Therefore, the sequence tends to go 0, 1, 1, 2, and then 3, 5, 8, and continues that way. In many undergraduate courses and high school, it's called nature's secret or universal rule.
Steadily increasing numbers, where each number is equal to the preceding two numbers. The golden ratio of 1.680 is derived from the Fibonacci sequence. Many things in nature have dimensional properties that adhere to the golden ratio of 1.680.
or certainties. Something that will definitely happen. Victory is not a mathematical certainly. Synonyms in related words, something that is certain or likely to happen.
I have not known about the sequence of numbers can create. I thought the mathematics is just about numbers until I have watched that video where we can see the structures of different things that shares that same pattern which we can see from adding or placing squares that is or sequence which is truly acceptable to be truth. It is just like what the patterns on the nature.
I know you